semester is drawing quickly to an end, and as is the new year. And a lot of people like to make New Year's resolutions, change something in their life. And something that made a big change in my life was exploring. So I love to experience the outdoors and travel some, and I am challenging you all to travel and explore something unfamiliar to you. A lot of people get stuck in the same old rut, going to the same lake, same cabin, same campsite. Try something different, even just going to a different lake in Oklahoma or something. It doesn't have to be expensive, just try something different outside of your own barriers. I grew up in Air Force brat, so we moved around every 2 years until I was 12. And I'm really grateful that my dad took me on adventures around the cities that we lived in. I got to experience the different cultures and foods in different states and the different environments and landscapes of these places. So I'm challenging you to explore. It gives you an opportunity to learn not only about other cultures, but also other environments and landscapes, and it will probably teach you a little bit about yourself as well. So, different cultures. Explore. I got the chance of a lifetime to go to Ireland for my honeymoon. This was my first time outside of the United States since I was born. I lived the first 2 years of my life outside the States, which I do not remember. But Ireland, we got to explore the west and south coast of. And it introduced me to a way of life I had no idea existed. The first morning we got there, we visited Galway Bay on the west coast. And there are people, it's about like 50 degrees outside, and there are people swimming in the bay. I haven't seen this. They just swam, and we walked around the promenade, and this guy put on his suit after swimming and went to work. That was amazing to me. Also the food. A lot of the food in Ireland is fresh, off the grounds of the places that we stayed. And that was my first association with food. I ordered a chicken pasta dish, and we had been outside earlier that day exploring the gardens, and there were chickens. Sure enough, chickens are used in my dish from the gardens, so that was my first association with food. But you don't have to leave the United States to experience something wonderful. Our government has reserved and preserved some great places. There's 83 million acres preserved, national monuments, seashores, recreational areas, historical sites, military parks, etc. These are all amazing and inspirational. So, second thing you'll learn about is environments and landscapes, scenery. It's just majestic. Some of the things you'll see at our national parks, along with going overseas and visiting somewhere over there as well. Landscapes are entirely different. Yellowstone National Park. This is a picture of the upper geysers. Yellowstone holds most of the geysers in the world. It was established in 1872 by President Grant. More than 3 million people visit this park per year. And it covers more than 3,300 square miles of area. And it's majority of it is located in upper Wyoming. Oh, Yosemite National Park. I visited here while visiting my husband's family for the first time, and it was gorgeous. I love the smell of the mountain air. The scenery is amazing. This is in the valley of Yosemite. This is El Capitan right here. And Miss Kaylee Markle, a freelance writer from California, writes, "If you visit Yosemite without venturing beyond its famous valley, then you've sold it short," and I agree. We got a paper when we entered the park, and it had beautiful pictures of waterfalls that we couldn't access. It was like a day hike, and I'm not experienced enough to do that. But I agree, it's probably more to see. There's also the Grand Canyon. It's beautiful. My first visit here was when I was like 6, and I kind of had a little attitude. I was like, well, we're going to go visit a big ditch. No, it's more gorgeous than just a ditch. There's way more to it. The Grand Canyon, nearly 5 million people see the Grand Canyon each year. It is a mile deep, and to hike across it from rim to rim, it's 21 miles, and that includes the 1 mile hike down and up it. It usually takes about an overnight trip. and I found that information on nationalparkservice.gov. The last but not least, challenge your limits. I am unsure of heights, but I decided to cross this barrier that says please do not go beyond this point, and I got to experience something magical. These are the cliffs of Moher in Ireland. The path you see, let's see. Oh no. Okay, there's a path up here. It's very close to the edge. It comes right up to the edge. My knees were shaking. The wind is blowing. I can feel the mist on my face. It was an amazing adventure. I'm glad I crossed that boundary. I'm glad I tested my limits. Ireland also challenged me. I was the only one driving in Ireland. My husband was too young. And I'm a very anxious person. So driving on the opposite road presented some challenges for me. When the guy gave me the keys to the rental car, he said, "You Americans come over here and crash all of our cars." So I was very nervous when backing out. Driving on the wrong side of the car, wrong side of the road, there's rock walls everywhere, and people everywhere. But I did not get in an accident, and I didn't even scratch the car. So by challenging myself, I succeeded. The Blarney Castle taught me something about myself. I am kind of claustrophobic. In this stairwell here, as you can kind of visualize, there's not much room. My husband's a pretty big guy, and he was enclosed. I got a little claustrophobic there. But after experiencing that in the grounds, it was, again, a magical experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Here's some more pictures of Ireland. They preserve their history there wonderfully. Yellowstone challenged my fear of heights again. There's this stairwell that goes down the side of a mountain. It's over 300 steps long. And I got that beautiful picture of the waterfall, but when I put my phone back in my pocket, my knees were literally shaking. I went down to bend over a rock to look down when we got to the platform. I couldn't even bend on the rock because my knee was shaking so bad. So that was challenging, but again, totally worth it. There's nowhere to go but everywhere, so just keep rolling under the stars. So I challenge you to not only challenge your limits, but go outside of your norm. Get out from behind your barriers and explore the world.